Mr. Hill, how are you?
Try not to fall asleep through SEC Media Day. So if I ever hear another PC question and answer, oh my goodness.
That's what it's going to be. I mean, LSU was tweeting this out last week, talking about a month of preparation with Dr. Tommy Karam and got Jack Best and BJ Ojolari. Like they've got all Mike Jones. They've got these guys coached up to say nothing. That is the point, which is why my general thoughts on SEC Media Days, while I really enjoy them, and I think it's great in the middle of the summer to have a week where we just talk football, the most interesting stuff, generally speaking, is going to come either from the commissioner with some sort of announcement, or it's going to come just from the talking heads like us who have opinions and arguments and discussions and takes, and that's the fun stuff for me about it, and we'll certainly do our best to get some guests on this show over the course of the week, but got to make time work and whatnot. But, of course, off the bench and after further review, we'll have you covered wall-to-wall from Atlanta. Brian Kelly just met in the big room with the media for the first time as the head coach at LSU at SEC Media Days. Talked for about 20 minutes, and not a ton came from it. It was a lot of softballs, some sports writers trying to be cute with the accent. I'll just say this flatly. I'm a little shocked the accent thing got as much play as it did. Talking for 10 hours a week on here, I mess up words all the time, slur words all the time. I didn't think when he said family at the basketball game that it was some sort of attempt to be from the South. Like, no one thinks he's from the South. No one expects him to sound like he's from the South. He just may have slurred the word family. Maybe he didn't, and he was just trying to sound fit in. But they're still talking about it. He got a question today from a guy, in your best Southern accent, tell me about the best foods you've had. And he, of course, had to play it the way that he did and said, look, I've got 3 accents now, Boston, Midwest, South. I can throw a lot of stuff at you. Get ready. Like, I can't. It's amazing to me. It's like Les eating grass just would not die. Because it's hilarious. We have to go back to it time and time and time again. I think it's time to give it up, quite honestly.
Yeah, it was pretty corny, and that's a grasping at straws here. I mean, they're not going to get anything groundbreaking, I don't think any coach is going to go up there and say, hey, we're going to beat them. It's nothing. It's going to be what we just saw.
For sure. We'll talk about all the things that Brian Kelly had to say, as well as Greg Sankey, who met with the media right before Brian Kelly had kind of his State of the Union SEC talk, and I've got some notes on some of the things that he had to say about that, but it'll be LSU today. They're going through the car wash right now. Later on in the day, it'll be Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, as well as Eli Drinkwitz and Missouri. Those are the 3 teams on this kickoff day of SEC football media days. So we'll get one thing that Brian Kelly talked about, and then we'll kind of we got to get back on time because it's been such a crazy deal with taking that entire press conference, trying to catch up with some breaks. But I think the question that was certainly going to be asked was about quarterbacks, and he mentioned Jaden Daniels and Miles Brennan first, then talked about Garrett Nussmeier and Walker Howard. Again, there's not going to be any sort of groundbreaking news on Media Day where he comes out and says, yeah, this is our guy. But he did get that question asked. If you could inject him with some truth serum and get the actual answer, do you think he knows who his quarterback's going to be in the first game, or do you think he does not know?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they want to see how this fall camp goes. I think that's going to have a lot. And I think, all these quarterbacks haven't been in this offense very long. So I think the more and more they see him, the more reps they see, the more, comfortable they see that guy kind of rises to the top. I don't think that guy has kind of made his claim to the starting job yet. So I think fall camp is going to go a huge way who earns that spot. And maybe we end up with a 2-quarterback system. I hope not, but I think that's on the table as well.
Look, the way he started talking about the quarterbacks, it was asked to him because his start at Notre Dame wasn't great. And this is not something that I had gone back and looked at, but in the first year, they lost to Michigan in week 2, and they lost to Michigan State in week 3. So they started 1-2 his first year. And the guy asked him, he got off to a rocky start. He said, well, we didn't have any depth at quarterback, and we were struggling a little bit to kind of get that squared away. This situation is much better. Look, I think LSU's quarterback room is healthy. Do I think there is a first-team All-American in it? Well, as for this season, I do not. Do you see it as a strength of this team, the quarterback room right now?
I think depth is definitely a strength in that room. As far as it, being guys who I think could possibly be All-Americans or go win, the old Davy Trophy or something like that. But no, I don't think that. But I think as far as depth goes, there's a lot of guys who I think can win games in the SEC. And it's been a long time since LSU had that many quarterbacks in one room that could do that. So, yeah, I think it's a good thing for them. Thanks so much for watching Hun Hill on YouTube.
Now do us a favor. Hit the red subscribe button below and throw us a like. See you next time.